college football over-under, so the win totals for next season are out. Clemson is at 11, and I think it's a lock they go over. One of the reasons why is they're like Alabama. They are the new Alabama, essentially, and they're not even – they've basically been going parallel with Bama for the last 7 or 8 years, but really because they've won 2 out of the last 3, all of a sudden they've really become recognized as a dynasty.
Yep.
But if you dig a little bit deeper, like they've put together all these 10-win seasons. They put guys in the NFL. They just don't have as many championships as Bama does, but they look like they're going to be on that way.
Right.
And so what happens now, and it hasn't changed really that much over the course of college football, is when you start winning, you become more a better out. Like the rich get richer. So every kid that comes out is going to automatically take a visit because it's cool to tell your friends, I'm going to take a visit to Bama. I'm going to take a visit to Clemson. And then once you get there, you're like, hey, this place is pretty cool, right? And then you have the championships. So over the weekend, you had DJ Uiagalelei.
Yeah.
Sound right? Uiagalelei?
Yeah.
I think that's the name. We're just going to go by DJ from now on. It's going to be like Tua. If he's like, people struggle a long time with Tua. DJ Uiagalelei.
Where are you getting the N from? There's no N in that.
But there's no N in Tagovailoa.
Is it Tagovailoa or is it Tagovailoa?
No, there is an N in there.
There is an N? Okay.
Coca gave me the whole lesson on the language lesson there. There are N's, but they don't say them.
He's a machine.
So how do you know he's a machine from playing in high school?
First of all, I watched QB1 that next season with Justin Fields and some of those guys.
I haven't watched that season yet. I want to watch it.
He is a freshman at Don Bosco Prep, I believe. Is it Don Bosco?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, John Bosco.
John Bosco out in
John
California.
Bosco's jersey.
That's right. So John Bosco and the senior quarterback was the personality.
Right, he was the featured quarterback.
He was the featured quarterback. This kid was a backup, and midway through the season, the senior quarterback starts to struggle, and they keep putting this freshman in the game who like balls out. So by the time you're towards the end of the season, they're splitting time like equitably, and you're like, I don't know who that kid is, but he's a monster.
How awkward is that? Do they ever switch the profile and be like, hey, maybe we should start interviewing DJ over this kid?
I haven't finished the season yet.
I want to start watching it.
But that kid comes off super humble and super grateful to the senior quarterback, who you can see in the show, really mentoring him and kind of talking him through things like that. It's got to be a real awkward situation because that guy is
for sure,
bigger, stronger, like just a better quarterback. But this kid DJ comes off really, really
Real Mitchell, I guess, is the quarterback.
Yeah. And he comes off really well too.
And he went to Iowa State, where he ended up
a dual threat. This kid's.
But I mean, that does speak volumes about how good DJ must be, because those QB1 series, they usually follow the top quarterbacks in the country. And if you lost your job, then you went to a freshman.
The
kid's going to be pretty special.
Yes.
How do you feel about the hype video to announce your announcement?
I mean, why are you surprised by that?
I'm not surprised. I just don't like it.
I mean, this thing has gone from like you just fax in like your letter of intent to everybody, no matter the size of school you're going to, is having a press conference now. This thing is just morphing into what it's always. Everything continues to evolve. This is no surprise to me. This is what they're going to be now.
It's just too much me without doing anything. He hasn't taken a snap in college football yet.
Have you ever seen on Instagram these pages where it's run by some videographer, and they just go get a random basketball player somewhere, and they'll have hoop mixtapes up and football mixtapes up. That's what they do. There's so many of these now. Every kid in the country you can find a mixtape on if he's relevant.
Well, and this one, I'm assuming he produced it or some company.
Oh, one of these companies grabbed him and was like, "I got a great idea, homie."
Because they interview him, they interview his dad, his mom, like they talk about and they show baseball highlights.
How would you like to be the first one? We are going to announce in this. I mean, it's where it's going.
And it was actually so when he announces, he's actually in Death Valley in the stadium. Dabo comes out, gives him a high five.
It's pretty dope.
It is dope. I just don't know if it's necessary. Like,
that's another conversation. No, it's not necessary.
I guess it's the thing.
But it is.
I sound like a crotchety old man.
Yeah,
I guess it is the thing. It is what they're doing now. I just say, like, wait till you complete a pass before you start getting all this.
The crazy part about this is he is Trevor Lawrence-ish.
He looks tall. He looks like he can run. He's got all of it.
You talk about Trevor Lawrence. He's bigger. Like, he's bigger than him physically. He is a big old dude, and he's got a rocket of an arm. That kid could come out. He don't have to go to another season of high school. Real talk. He doesn't need one. You could drop him in next year, and he'd be ready to go and play as a true freshman somewhere.
It's insane. Maine Co. is the company that produced it for him.
Maine Co.
I know, and I mean, full disclosure, I think our company, CBS Sports Digital, has done it for players or tried to. Bleacher Report has done it. The bigger players will do it because it gets clicks on your site.
Yeah.
Like recruiting is a massive business, and people are interested in it because every fan wants to say, hey, who's going to be my quarterback of the future? So every Clemson fan is going nuts right now when they see it. This is not the only. So here's what happens too, and this is what happened sort of when I was in college.
Right.
Is I would go, and as soon as I committed to Florida State, I started calling other guys.
Sure.
Like, hey, give me numbers. Let me know who best wide receivers. Let me try to build a relationship with them. Let me see if I can get them.
Right.
So Clemson's 2020 class, they have 14 hard commits, guys that are going there. They have 4 5-stars, including our boy DJ. They have 10 4-stars. DJ is the number 13 overall player. They got a Brian Breezy. Is the number 2
tackle
overall player.
Yeah.
So this class is going to be insane. That's why I think all of these dynasties, Alabama and Clemson specifically, the only way the dynasty falls or changes is from within.
Right.
Like an attitude of entitlement. You get spoiled. Guys start worrying about the NFL because they're going to have the most talent. College football is talent acquisition.
Absolutely.
And these two teams are going to have the most talent.
Absolutely.
Like it's going to take an epic. And granted, you'll have a quarterback and come carry like a Johnny Manziel, who beat when he was at Texas A&M, beat Alabama.
Can pop up and beat you.
And that's a situation, but for the most part, you're going to have the best talent on the field every single time you take it. So
Their formula is really. I mean, they've got 3 of the top 5 defensive tackles in that class committed. I mean, there's a formula to it. They're not just out there swinging. They want speed on the outside. They want those kind of big strapping quarterbacks that can do a little bit of both, and then they want D-line.
Right.
They get after you. And then you're talking about 3 of the top 5 in the class, D tackles, all going to Clemson.
it's insane. Clemson's the new Alabama, by the way.
Yeah, they're a younger, shinier dynasty.
But they're also, because they have that base there that they were already doing it, and because they play in the ACC, they're going to catch them.
Right.
Championships, all of it. They have a younger coach in Dabo Swinney. They've got these recruiting classes that keep going. They've already got a head start on the quarterbacks. Think about it. Bama just got their best quarterback in Tua Tagovailoa. Clemson's already had a couple.
Yeah, it's true.
Deshaun Watson, now Trevor Lawrence, and then if you get DJ in there, like this program is set up for a really long run to usurp Bama from their throne there. So I think you've seen the shift, and it happened with the beatdown in the national.
You gonna get killed on Twitter today?
Nah, it's all good. It's no shade. Bama's a solid number 2. Look at that.